have you been, Tom? We all missed you. Said no one. Said one or two people, actually. That was very touching. I went self-employed again, so I'm contracting, and it's taking up a lot of time, but I'm still finding time to make this stuff in my spare time. As such, we've been building this project. Working title adventuring? I don't know, that's just a temporary thing. The idea is, I want to make a game, and I've wanted to make this for ages, where you manage heroes like an adventurer's guild. Like from Dungeons and Dragons, or, the Pathfinder Society from Pathfinder. You manage your little heroes, build them up, and they go off on quests and save the world and stuff like that. This is my first iteration of just, like, putting something together and trying it, and it is terrible! You can't tell what's going on, and there's a bunch of really... All the symbols and UI is really weird and abstract, like something that's... the idea is you just click on or tap on each hero to send them off on a quest, a little timer ticks over, and it's kind of like a semi-idle game, which I have no idea how to make, and nowhere near the experience needed to do so, and all the reads are super abstract. So, we're just gonna burn that, skip forward a few weeks, and we ended up with this, which is hopefully a little more readable. Now, it's more... It's step by step focused. A quest comes in, kill three goblins, nice little portrait. The little icon at the top represents what kind of quest it is. That's not incredibly important at the start, though, is the key thing. Everything you need to know has an immediate read. These two empty little squares at the bottom mean that you have two heroes to put in here. But again, you don't have to worry about that right now. You just have to go accept and then to select your two heroes. It doesn't matter who. The idea is each hero has free stats. Health, heroism, and experience. That's the symbols from left to right. And each quest will reward or take away from those stats, and that's how you get attributes and level up. But you don't have to worry about that stuff yet. That's to come. So I'm just going to select Jackdaw and Anzo. And see, it's slotted those two in. Hit go. Oh no, it nulled out. This worked before. Hold on, wait, I'll be 1 second. Okay, I think I got it. Go. And it does a little quest animation and a little log for that quest. At the moment, our hero's just beating up the bad guys. And when that's done, ta-da, you vanquished it. That's gonna go back to our results screen, so immediately the whole game is more framed around quests and putting heroes into those quests. Sort of a choose your own adventure, but on a management level. And immediately it's a lot easier to read, I think, than the last iteration, and has a lot more flow because the flow is actually built into the gameplay. There's some read issues, especially with like the quest animation, but I'm hoping I can alleviate that, and I'm going to finish up the basic loop before I start adding more features. But 2 new features in that are visual, a lot of refactors. 1. If I just throw 2 random peeps in, there are a little, the attack animations have numbers that fly off, so it's a little clearer, like, at least who you're dealing damage to and perhaps how much. But the real big thing is if I go to stat gains, bing, ha, you can unlock traits now. At the moment, it's just a pre-generated list, so yeah, the trait comes up, you click Whirlwind, attack all opponents, Skeeby learned Whirlwind, and it does this for each one. And you can just skip this phase if you want, and I'm going to make it so that it'll still ping in with them all if you skip them, you know. But on top of that, they then go to the next battle, and ta-da, they all know how to use Whirlwind now, so they all have a little ding, nice satisfying animation. Traits are in! This is the big test. I've added a bunch of new traits, and a few different ways of choosing traits at the end, so you discover them. I've made a quest which requires 5 heroes against 5 enemies, and they've all got randomly generated traits, so we can just hard test this battle system and all the features I've added to it. Here we go. So, first, to show you all the new traits, there we go. This guy has Attack, Inspire, which buffs other allies, Avenger, which beats up people that beat up your allies, and Healer, which is pretty obvious. Each one of these heroes has a bundle of randomly generated traits, and it should take us to the quest. Now, the new encounter setup, there we go, all the starting buffs go off, but then nothing happens. You can now control the time pace, so this button plays out 1 round. There you go, that guy got a free turn, and did a whirlwind attack, and just an attack. Well, that was a surprise turn. This guy's buffed that goblin. You can read it all on the bottom, and it is a bit fast at the moment. I'm figuring out ways of making it more readable, but let's just see what happens if we let her rip. Hey, look at it go! Oh, jeez. That was really fast. The goblins didn't even get a go. Alright, let's try this again, but the heroes have less traits. Test the second. Key thing, though, it didn't explode. It didn't break. Kind of worried it would. So if I select all 5, we'll just set her off for another battle and see what happens. Oh, you can see, like, this guy's got Avenger, because every time one of his mates get hit, he gets a bonus. So you'll notice the little times whatever next to each portrait now. Every single unit can have a buff, or a debuff, as it were. Basically, a scaling bonus, which decides not just how much damage they do, but how much healing they do, how much everything. It strictly makes them better or worse heroes, and that's the number you want to play with to really take advantage and maximize your team. So the goblins kind of kicked our ass on this one. I don't have a debug view, so I can see what abilities are in play. I think that's next, building some tools so that we can see exactly what happens, and making it more readable, because there is a log at the bottom, but it's all very fast. Still, it didn't explode. I'm kind of happy with that test. Here we have the latest iteration of the combat system. You can make, you can direct your team with some instruction in between things now, so it's more management based. So if I taunt these guys, then they all get scared. And I've tried to make it a bit more readable, so you tap for these little long bits of text and it plays out more like a traditional RPG read. There you go, see little text at the bottom and the shake and the damage falling off. It all reads a little nicer in theory. You should just about be able to tell what the hell's going on. That's where we're at so far. Not really sure if I should show anymore. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with there's a bunch of systems I'm working on in the background that aren't really video worthy at the moment. Well, don't really want to go on video, perhaps. There you go. That's what we're leading into for next time. Secrets.